My favorite scene, I'm gonna do this too because it's just gonna show how uncomfortable it is.
Don't touch me.
Because he's just like touching Bucky's face. He's like, I'm gonna give you the winter shoulder.
And he was so good about it. Like,
and
he did
like,
very well. Yeah. You don't touch another man's chin, like, period. Like, I was mad for Bucky. I was like, I wanted to hit him too. I was like,
Falcon and Winter Soldier, Episode 3, The Power Broker.
Marvel continuously, like, blows my mind.
Marvel, when it comes to their TV and their shows, they're killing it, right? They're killing it. With WandaVision, they killed it. Their movies are just killing it. I think the shows are even better than the movies, honestly. It's a good time to be alive, people. It's a good time to be alive.
Yeah.
Like WandaVision, I feel like these episodes get better and better. Dude, the amount of money they spend on these shows is crazy.
Yeah, like it's crazy that I'm sitting on my couch and I'm still having like a movie effect like right there. Like
every action scene in this show is parallels or is just as good as or even is better than an action scene in movies that we sit down in theaters and watch. Like
exactly.
Marvel is creating a full action movie in each episode, and we're getting this at home.
And I miss
streaming.
the theater. I want to go back to the movies.
I miss the theaters too. I miss the theaters.
I miss the
I can't wait to go back.
I miss all that. Just like, you know, the lines, the waiting.
I can't wait to go back.
It sounds stupid, but I miss that shit.
No, it's not stupid. Let us know in the comments how many of you are itching to go back to movie theaters. I know streaming is great, but who wants to go back to movies? I know we do as movie fans.
Exactly.
We want to go back to the theaters.
The popcorn, the soda, you know, the candy. Like
just the audience. Like a movie like Endgame, you need to see that in theaters. But in this case, you got that Disney money. So Disney's just like, you want an action scene? How much you need, mother? How much you need? Do you want
money
2 action scenes?
Money in the bank.
Money in the bank. Shorty, what you think? I love how Disney Plus now is like, this is not feel like Disney.
Yeah, like there's some.
They in this show they cut open a reptile and ate its organs, and then
people are getting shot in the arms and faces.
In the face.
And pulls through shoulders. Oh, like
yeah.
Yeah, this is like OG. Like
this is not Disney. This is not, and they say they cuss.
Literally.
There's murder, there's straight up. There's one scene where there's like literally a prostitute in the window. It's like the red light district.
Yeah, exactly.
There's like the red light of Madripoor, where there's like a hooker in the window.
It's something about using like purple and like neon blue lighting. You know what I mean? Like it's not as harsh as red. There was no red. You didn't see no red lighting.
It's not red light. It's blue light district.
They were like purple and blue. Like
yeah, but you know what she's doing in that window.
Exactly.
You know what that girl's doing.
They gave her a good like 2 seconds. She was like,
yeah, she was like. But Disney gets away with it because you'll notice like when she shoots him in the head, there's no blood shot explosion. Like you don't see blood splatter everywhere. He just dies.
Still though, the fact that you. Like, wow.
So the episode begins with introducing the GRC, which stands for the Global Repatriation Council. Repatriation, look it up. Basically what it means is placing people back in their homes, in their countries. So what happened is after the blip, a lot of people were displaced. A lot of people after 5 years came back and they didn't have apartments, they didn't have homes, they didn't have bank accounts.
I'm still trying to pronounce repatriation.
Repatriation.
Repatriation. Repatriation. Repatriation.
Repatriation.
Global Repatriation Council, which GRC, let's just call it GRC.
That's a definite tongue twister. Repatriation.
But I like how Marvel is using the blip. Like it didn't just happen, it went away. Like the blip still has effects on the real world. It had effects on WandaVision, obviously. It has effects on this show. There's consequences of the blip. So they have this commercial that makes them, you know, look like they're this great organization, rebuild society, right? Restore society. And the immediate scene after that is like that police truck. It's like a military truck. John Walker who's in the truck like, it just feels like ice. Like
yeah, basically, like they did not even They didn't even knock at the door. They came into the door.
Yeah. Just like stormed out, broken.
I'm like, this is not Captain America. This is not Captain America.
Speaking of, so John Walker is played by Wyatt Russell. Like, a lot of people didn't like him, especially the first episode.
The chin.
The chin.
Yeah, that chin and the helmet thing, that screwed you up, but you shouldn't, I don't know. Maybe it's the cup of the chin that, like...
Yeah, it's the strap. I can't figure it out. Like, it's...
Yeah, I don't know. It's got a Funko bobblehead effect to it.
But I do gotta say though, like, we hated him, but that's a good thing, right? Like, now that I see him in this last episode where they kind of showed a little more about him, this episode, I'm glad they cast him because he's the perfect asshole. They want you to hate him.
They want you to not like this guy. Like, yeah, there's no reason to like this guy. So.
Exactly. But that's a good thing. That means he's doing his part well. He's playing his part well as an actor. So Wyatt Russell in real life is getting death threats from the internet.
That's what happens. Like, remember the dude? What's the guy from Game of Thrones? The guy?
Joffrey.
Yeah. Dude, that's what happens when you get in these roles and you're doing your right. It comes with it. It's sad. It's sad.
You're right.
The world is crazy.
No, you're right. On some level, that means he's doing his part right. He's playing his role right. But dude, just stop.
Yeah, leave him alone. Like,
sending death threats to people. Just internet.
Man.
Let's talk about motherfucking Baron Zemo.
Man, Baron, like, I'm liking him. And I'm not a villain guy, but I'm liking Baron Zemo. Like,
Baron Zemo, Daniel Bruhl, amazing at his role. So, yeah, I feel like there's such a huge character difference between him and Civil War. But in Captain America Civil War, he was just this conniving, vengeful, brooding villain. And now he just got swag. Remember he was in the bar? He was like...
Yeah, he's getting his own groove on and shit. Like, he knows how to play the game.
Yeah, he's got his jacket. That jacket is pimp.
Yeah.
I want a jacket like that.
Exactly, white fur.
Where now he's just, you know his power. He feels like a baron.
Yeah.
And I like how they revealed that he's a baron. They finally explained the title of Baron Zemo. He was royalty before Sokovia fell to the Avengers. He's got collectible cars. He's got golden guns in the back of trunks.
Yeah, like, he was, like, prepared. Like,
he's got a jet waiting for him.
Ready, straight out of jail.
Yep.
Straight out of jail. Like, Jet is ready. Butler's, like, they're like, how are you, Todd? Like, what the f***? Like, how do you have all this arranged and ready to go? Like, that was amazing.
His butler sat there for 5 years. He's like, is my master coming back soon?
He should be here within 3 years.
Yeah.
What the f*** is a baron? Like, what is the order of... How does it go? King, queen, duchess, baron? Like, what?
We will Google this later, but
yeah.
A baron is a title, but it's not like... It's lower on the royalty scale, if I'm not mistaken.
But he rocked it like it was, I am a baron.
Yeah, as soon as Bucky came in, and we saw him for the first time since Civil War, like, it was like the Hannibal Lecter where he's just sitting in the dark.
Jumped on an opportunistic time. It was like 17, 24,
yeah,
35.
Exactly. He tried to use the code words against him, like, immediat's he saw him. And he tried to use those programming... Those sleeper cell words on him.
Zemo, like, he's sinister. Like,
when Bucky's like, those won't work on me again. And he's like, well, yeah, you're right, but I just want to see if the old words would work on you. I'm like, what a asshole.
A manipulator.
Yeah, master manipulator.
Yeah, even if you don't think you have it under control, like, he's doing something to, like...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is funny because when he first meets Bucky, he uses the words like he's trying to get him back in super soldier mode, right? Mm-hmm. Or sorry, winter soldier mode. And then Bucky's like, it's not going to work. But what happens later in the episode? Guess what? Bucky is his winter soldier, right?
Yeah.
They're acting, but he got Bucky.
He's like, play the role. Like, do what you got to do.
Exactly.
Like, play the role.
He fucking played him. Even though Bucky wasn't Winter Soldier, he was Winter Soldier.
He was, and you could kind of look in his eyes, like he was kind of like back into it, like he was like going through it. I was like, whoa.
No, and there was a line where he's like, oh, there's still something there, like I see it.
Zemo's tight though. Like, I actually got to see like a lot more of his like physical attributes and shit. Like he got to like actually like physically.
Yeah, like he can handle himself physically. He can shoot a gun. He can fight.
Yeah.
His power is in his brain.
Yeah, exactly. He's a mind manipulator.
He knows how to talk. He's charming in a way. He has connections. He knows people and places. He's got resources. He's like, oh, let's go stay in my place.
He's the go-to guy. Like he's always has the answer for everything that you need. Like which is scary. Like, are you helping me or is it more in control? Are you controlling?
Exactly.
More,
and like, can you really trust Zemo at this point? Like,
he's a villain in the end. Like, dude, he found a gun randomly out of nowhere and shooting scientists. Like,
yeah. So while they're interrogating,
Dr.
Nigel, I forgot his name, but like, where's Zemo? He's like feeling around for guns. He's like,
like how?
And he finds the gun. Bucky described Zemo the best. Bucky said, he's crazy, but he still has a code. Dude, he broke up the Avengers. Zemo broke up the Avengers. And a lot of people would, which is a great argument, is if the Avengers weren't broken up, Thanos maybe wouldn't have even won. Thanos wouldn't have succeeded in Infinity War if the Avengers were united. And that's all on Zemo. So Marvel does this thing where they show characters and they don't show them in their like comic costumes, and it pisses me the off. They did that with Scarlet Witch. They did that with Wanda Maximoff. So like the first 3-4 movies, whatever, and like she was just like some chick in like some red leather. Yeah. She looked like she shopped at Hot Topic.
Yeah.
If someone was to wear that costume at Halloween, I would have been like, I don't know who you are. She didn't get her Scarlet Witch look until WandaVision. Right?
Which was tight though. It came out. Like I was blown away. I was like, wow,
exactly.
She got the gun.
Same thing with Zemo. So in the last movies, Zemo, when they introduced him, I was like, okay, his name is Zemo. I don't recognize him as comic book Zemo. Like this is not, he doesn't have this purple mask. He doesn't have like the fur. He's just some villain named Zemo. But now, he's Zemo. As soon as he put on that mask, and he has like
that look in his eye when he saw it, he's like, you knew some was going down. Like he was like, here we go.
Yeah, when he took the mask out of that trunk, like I was like, this is Zemo. I want that jacket so bad.
I know it's warm and comfortable.
I want to rub my face in the fur. I've said before, I love the chemistry between Sam and Bucky. In this episode, though, I felt like it was too much. They literally had like an argument, this really stupid, bitchy argument in the middle of a gunfight.
I thought we were gonna go left. You went the wrong way. I cleared the way.
And it was supposed to play for comedy, but I was like, really?
Yeah, like
they're in a shootout. He's like, you were supposed to go to the left.
That's not the time. You did this, okay? It's in every action movie.
No, we go to the right. It's in every action movie, and I'm like,
yeah, that was too much. That was a little too much.
Bucky was less funny this episode.
Yeah.
But Bucky in this episode, like, you saw his pain. He still had to be the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
It's almost like he can't escape it. Like it's something that's in him that he really can't escape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Endless torment.
Going back to Zemo's manipulation. My favorite scene, I'm gonna do this too because it's gonna show how uncomfortable it is.
Don't touch my like that like even in like the acting shit.
See how he reacted to that?
Yeah, like,
and we're friends. Like,
yeah, don't touch.
I should be able to touch your face.
No, you don't touch my chin. That.
But that's why that scene is so perfect. Because he's just like touching Bucky's face. He's like, "I'm gonna give you the Winter Soldier."
And he was so good about it. Like
and
he
Bucky's
did very well. Yeah. He tested that. Yeah, like I wasn't prepared for you to even do that to me right now.
I know. Perfect. See,
yeah. You don't touch another man's chin, like, period. Like, I don't care which way you go, like, you don't touch a motherfucker's chin.
I was trying to show.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
I'm trying to show an example.
I got reaction. I have reflexes. I might hit you. Don't do it.
No, like, exactly. No. I'm trying to show an example. Like, you don't just touch another man's face without permission.
Yeah.
He was doing it.
It was like
he was doing it to play a role in front of Selby, but at the same time, he wanted to piss off.
Yeah, he.
Bucky, he was like, I can just touch you right now. Can play the role.
He did like a. He was like,
yeah, that was.
He did that chin jiggle and shit. He was like,
yeah, like
that was so disrespected. I was like, whoa, like I was mad for Bucky. I was like I wanted to hit him too. I was like, what the? Like, yeah, like he upset me with that.
I loved Anthony Mackie. I loved him in the last few episodes. He was great, but in this episode, it really highlighted Anthony Mackie's like comedic expertise.
Yeah,
like, he was funny.
Yeah, he was funny. He was hilarious.
And I like the line where he's like, "I can't run in these heels." Like they put him in like
run in these heels.
some pimp suit, and he's just like running in this.
Dude, I bet you if you look him on Google, there's gonna be like a whole thing about like what shoes did he wear? Like
yeah, I want to know
like
what shoes.
yeah, like now I wonder what the shoes are. I'm like,
there's a scene with Sam where he's where his phone rings while they're meeting up with Selby. And she's like, answer it on speaker.
And he played it off. He played off the best he could, but she just could not end it like.
No, but like for a while, I'm like, he might get away with this.
Because he was like, I'll kill that bank. And she was like, okay.
Yeah, he's like, that bank?
Sure as she said Sam, it was over.
Sam, I'm sorry. Let me call you back.
Sam? Who's Sam?
Like she was like, Sam. I'm like, who the f***? Kill him.
But for a minute, you're like, okay, he's playing this so well. He might actually get away with it. When so Zemo's like, we gotta stay in character, right? Mm-hmm. She's like, you're gonna be the Winter Soldier, someone you don't want to be anymore. I'm gonna be Baron Zemo myself, who's controlling you, and you're gonna be Smiling Tiger. He
looks just like me.
yeah.
He looks just like me.
He's like, he's got a stupid name, but he does look like me. Yeah.
No, I like the snake shot and he's like.
Yeah.
He's trying to be stern. He just like drank a whole like
he was
snake
like
kidney, like what it was like. Then he's like he throws a thumb up like
snake kidney. Like what was that? What was that?
It was some circular. I don't know what it was. But
it was like a snake heart, snake gland.
He pulled a full reptile out and cut it open and.
Yeah.
Dumb. We should YouTube that. I bet you somebody YouTube that.
So the thing I like most about Sam in this, and overall, is that you went from episode 1, where he's kind of doubting himself, being able to take up the mantle of Captain America. Not just as anybody would be intimidated by taking up the mantle of Captain America, but him specifically as a black man taking up the mantle of Captain America. And then now, in this episode, you have Sam is like, F*** the shield. Like, I should have destroyed that shit.
Like it's just a symbol.
Some fake idealism that really doesn't exist. Like America, this idealism of America maybe doesn't even exist. And then you have Bucky on the other hand who's like, no, this shield means a lot to a lot of people. There was another great line by Zemo where Sam and Bucky idolize Steve, right? Mm-hmm. Even though Captain America, your OG Captain America is not in the show, his legacy, like everything still revolves around him.
Yeah.
Like he's not in the show at all, but
they both got like a mad respect for it. Like
yeah. So as Bucky and Sam are just talking about him like schoolgirls, like, oh Cap. Zemo is like, you know what? The problem with someone like Cap is people like him, they're put on a pedestal and they become like a symbol, they become an icon. But as soon as they do that, they kind of enter a realm where they're dangerous, right? And that's when he said islands start to fly, like in Age of Ultron. Innocent people die. Even though Steve was good. Remember in Captain America, the first one, he jumped on the grenade? And that's why Sam and Bucky, they're like, don't talk about Steve, motherfucker. Like, don't go there.
Yeah, like, he's the truest
like, don't.
But
Zemo is right. John Walker, the new Captain America, is exactly what Zemo's talking about.
Everyone has their own moral code. It could be justified for you at that moment, but
exactly
that person seeing that, you don't know where they're at, they're at in their point of life.
Exactly. And that's why I like the show, because who's the bad guy, who's the good guy?
Exactly. Even the good guys fuck up. Even the good guys do bad.
Exactly.
The good guys don't always make the right decisions. Yeah.
Sam and Winter Soldier have broken the law several times. In the previous movies, breaking the Sokovia Accords, they've broken the law here. They've caused a jailbreak. Yeah. And then John Walker, there's a scene where he's talking to Hoskins, and he's like, "You look, if we succeed in this mission, they're not gonna ask us. They're not gonna drill us on the how.
Exactly, like how we did it and
they're
why
gonna drill us on
on
the result, right?
Results, exactly. Yeah. They're like legal killers, but you know."
Yeah.
They got their tracks covered because they're for America or whatever.
Even the scientist, Nigel, who used to work for Hydra, who hired him after Hydra?
Yeah.
The American CIA. So one of my favorite lines, actually, when he dresses him up as Smiling Tiger, and then Sam is like, what the f*** is this guy? I look like a pimp. And Zemo was like, only an American would think that a fashion-forward black man looks like a pimp.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's f***ing true. Like, why does...
Yeah, he's always giving like the true worldly reality of but it's still assuming he can be manipulating some like...
You're right. He's spitting truth, but he's also getting in their mind.
Yeah,
exactly.
he's a mind.
But it's also a good, again, going back to the whole America thing, like, there's the way the world sees America, and there's the way Americans see Americans, right? Bucky's the main one. He sees America, and the shield. The shield is a symbol of the good America is, right? Like, justice.
He experienced the true glory of the American, like, flag and age at that time. We're in, like, a whole new age and a whole new era where, like,
right,
you know, America is still a great, but it's not.
Right, especially these days, in the past 10, 40
like that,
years,
like that typical veteran. They're like, you damn kids, you don't know what I did.
Yeah.
Like, He's the newer version of it.
No, you're right, because Sam and Bucky are veterans.
Basically.
Yeah, they're veterans.
Basically.
So they believe in the American dream, but they're also disillusioned by the American dream. Because the veterans in today's world are, like, cast aside. Like I said, in the past 4 years, while, you know, what his name was in the president.
Mm-hmm.
There's been, like, America's been very divisive. There's, like, two Americas, right? There's, like, America where the people are proud. And again, I love America. This is my home. And I believe in the ideals. We believe in the ideals of America, like justice and freedom of speech. But there is also the shady side of America. America has a dark history.
Yeah, like every place in the world. Like,
and that's what I like about the show, is it's showing both ends. It's showing that this idealism that Bucky wants to remember, that this is what Cap's shield stands for. But then there's people like, remember the guy spits in his face? Mm-hmm. The guy's like, phew, in Captain America's face, like the best symbolism.
And he let that sit there for a minute, like it was a solid drip. He did a full yell back at him and everything, and let it sit. I would like, as soon as the spit hit me,
I would have wiped that shit off. Like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, like a wipe, then a fall through with a hit. Do you even know who I am? That's some American right there.
Exactly. Do you know who I am? Yeah, exactly. That's such a perfect, like, I'm a American. Do you know who I am?
Like, I am an American. Like,
and he was like, I know who the you are, and I don't give a I don't care. I don't care. A lot of Americans just have this pride, like, and we don't realize that the rest of the world sometimes look at us the way this guy looked at him, like, you're a brute. Yeah. You're a thug. But again, there's that hope that America can be better, right? There's that hope that Bucky carries, that...
Yeah, because America always has the opportunity.
Like, exactly. America's about opportunity and having a better life. Exactly.
You can make something great. It's just like, what do you do as an individual?
I love that social commentary about the United States. I think it's more relevant than ever in today's society. Like, it's just, it's...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That like Marvel's been hitting it. Like, they're hitting old issues and today issues that we are experiencing today right now.
Exactly, yeah.
Right now.
You're keeping that comic book excitement feel, but you're touching up on...
Educating. You're educating, like, new issues happening really right now.
Exactly. You're touching up on real world issues.
Because that used to be the old thing back in the day. Like, you're reading comics, you're living in a make-up imaginational world. Like, you know, wake up. Now they're fucking like...
But comics have always been political.
Yeah.
Comics have always been... Like, X-Men is all about... X-Men and Black Panther came out during the Civil Rights Movement. Mm-hmm. Both of them. Mm-hmm. Every
child's going to want to learn through imagination. We're going to hit you through imagination first.
We're going to attract you through the spectacle and the colors and the superhero. But the real message is like political, real world shit. So in the episode, they introduced Madripoor, which is, in the comics, is a fictional island, which basically is kind of located in Southeast Asia. It's where all the scum and villainy of the Marvel Universe, every A lot of characters in Marvel Universe have been there, but it's an X-Men Easter egg more than anything. Madripoor is associated more with X-Men, which is one of our first X-Men Easter eggs in this episode. Because we want the X-Men Easter eggs, and they're slowly sprinkling them in there. I want to party in Madripoor. I don't know about you, but dude, Madripoor looks.
I wanna drink with a snake and egg and put it in a whiskey like it ain't nothing, like it's normal.
I would love to party there, especially after COVID.
I want to cross a bridge in Madripoor.
Yeah.
Just buy myself in a fancy suit.
Exactly. In a Zemo fur jacket.
Exactly.
The last time we saw Sharon was in Civil War. But if you haven't seen Civil War in a while, Sharon gives like the perfect synopsis. She's like, the last time I saw you, I stole his shield, I stole your wings to help you save his ass.
It was a good refresh reference. Yeah. Like she was like, I'm gonna be specific on what the fuck I did. Like I helped his shield, I got his wings. Like she's kind of weird because she portrays herself like she's like so exiled and like she has no one. Like she can't tell her father.
I don't speak to my family anymore. I can't. My own father doesn't know where I am.
But all of a sudden, like, you know, she just gets in the car and she has like a driver ready to go. Like,
well, she made it sound like, you know what, like I'm exiled. I cannot go back to the U.S. Right? So if I'm gonna live in Madripoor, I might as well thrive in Madripoor. It. I'm gonna sell illegal art. And I'm gonna be a hustler. Hey. I kind of like that because Sharon Carter in Civil War was like this like perfect soldier, perfect agent,
follow the rules.
Yeah, like I gotta help Cap, and she's the niece of Peggy Carter, the Peggy Carter who started S.H.I.E.L.D. And now she's even Winter Soldier's like, oh, she's kind of horrible now. Okay, here's my theory. Do you think Sharon is the power broker?
Ooh.
Maybe, but she does want her name cleared.
Yeah.
Like she told Sam to clear her name, so.
I guess that's what. Wow, yeah.
I don't know because technically we don't know who the power broker is.
That'd be kind of crazy. That would be a twist. Because that's what a mastermind would probably do.
The power broker, they keep referring to him as a he, but we really don't know who the power broker is.
Yeah, it could be a she.
Yeah, because even Zemo's like, I don't know him. I just know him by reputation, but. Who is a power broker? Exactly. It could be anybody. In the comic books, he's a character that basically has kind of recreated like a knockoff bootleg version of Super Soldier Serum. He sells it to a bunch of regular people. You can buy a Super Soldier Serum it's like a steroid in the Marvel Universe. If you got the money, you can get it in the in the comic books. And then eventually what happens is he takes it himself and he like becomes like this disgusting, like he's so muscular he can't move. He's like, oh, ew. So they have to so he has to build like an armor that can move him around because he's so muscular. He's like, whoa.
See, like you blow my mind. Like I didn't even think about that.
But I didn't know that either until this episode came out and I had to look up Power Broker. So another Easter egg is the character of Selby, who isn't a big Marvel character, but it is an Easter egg because, again, she's an X-Men character. So this is our second X-Men Easter egg. Not a huge one, but still. Give us the X-Men Easter eggs. We're dying for them. So Selby in the comic books is a minor character. In here, Selby appears for a few minutes. She's great. I love her lines. I love when she's like, at Sam. So this week we also got to see more of Carly Morgenthau, which is at this point the Flag Smasher, we're assuming, or the face of the Flag Smashers. So again, we see this really sympathetic side of her, right? We see her playing soccer with the kids on the street. We see her human side. At some point she says, you know what, everything we're doing, we took the Super Soldier Serum to help these kids, these refugee kids, right?
Yeah.
When she's stealing stuff, she's not stealing money. She's stealing
supplies,
vaccines,
like vaccines, food,
water.
Yeah.
And then we wonder, like, is she the villain, really? Like, maybe everyone else is the villain. Carly's mission makes sense on a humanitarian level.
Everything that she wants is right, but
right.
The way she's doing it, is it right or wrong?
Which brings us back to the whole theme of the show, which is who's good and who's bad. Dude, I'm on Carly's side, and then she like blows up a building full of people.
Like, this is the way they understand. I'm like, whoa.
There were still people in there.
This is the only language these people understand.
Part of you is like, she's kind of right, but she just blew up a building of people.
Is killing, though. Like, yeah.
Killing is killing.
Man.
But Bucky kills, Zemo kills, Sharon Carter kills.
Everyone has a dark history, even the good guys, the bad guys.
So let's talk about that cliffhanger ending, which was like,
You then go see
and I recognize, what's her name? What's Asaku? What is her name?
so at the end of the episode, we see one of the head generals, whatever you call her, of the Dora Milaje, Ayo. I think her name is Ayo. I think it's how it's pronounced. Ayo is played by Florence Kasumba. The main general, the right-hand woman of Black Panther is Okoye, which is played by Denai Garuda, which is the same actress that plays Michonne in The Walking Dead, right? But she's badass. But with her, like, you feel safe. Like, oh, it's Michonne. Like, she's gonna keep me safe. But with Ayo, she is scary. I don't know what about her.
Yeah.
She's got this presence,
Like,
and this look on her face.
Exactly. And I remember her from Panther shit. Like, she was like a... Yeah, she had a presence when she came in. Like,
we first saw her in Civil War, and she basically like stands up to Black Widow. She's like, "Bitch, I will beat your ass."
yeah, exactly.
Right
like,
now,
yeah,
like, don't
like,
me.
yeah, like I'm not the one. What the Wakanda balls? Like, what is the purpose of that? How did he know? He was like, I know Wakanda balls whenever I see them.
How did he sense the Wakanda balls?
He knew where they were. Like, he knew exactly what it was.
What do the balls do? Are they tracking devices? Are they bombs? Are they surveillance? And they're kind of leaving them in random corners. And then Bucky finds
Obviously,
them.
it's some kind of Wakanda tactic that, like, he was familiar with. Because I don't, like, did his arm tingle? Like,
yeah,
is it the vibranium? Is it the
yeah,
metal?
His Wakanda arm felt
Because he knew it.
nearby.
Yeah, like, he knew exactly where they were. Like, is this like White Wolf? Like,
yeah, you're right.
Like, he was like, whoa, these are my people. Like, I recognize this shit. Like, yeah.
It wasn't explained well. So maybe they'll explain in the next episode. But if you know, leave your ideas down in the comments.
Yeah, what do you think?
What do you think of the Wakanda balls? What are Wakanda balls?
I want a Wakanda ball. Do you want a Wakanda ball?
I want Wakanda balls.
Give me a Wakanda ball.
They're like Pokeballs.
They are.
Collect them all.
Like, I wanted the ball to open up and shit. I wanted to transform, but I was like, okay, that's not Wakanda balls.
A panther comes out of it.
Yeah, like, Wakanda balls do something different.
Wakanda ball!
Like, even if I was like a super cool guy, like, I don't want to just leave those out. Like, I go back and get them and shit. Like,
I know, I'm like,
I gotta collect my Wakanda balls back.
So Marvel is doing a Wakanda show.
So are we gonna see like scenes of like
No.
a Wakanda vision?
Wakanda vision, I like that!
I'm just saying, like,
bro.
are we gonna see like, well, this is what's going on in America. This is what Bucky saw.
Wakanda vision, nice. I see what you did there. But Marvel is supposedly doing a Wakanda show, just a whole show on Wakanda. So there's a few big lingering questions at the end of the episode. Number one, who is the power broker? We never see the power broker. They're spoken about. He or she is spoken about through the episode. The title of the episode, the name of the episode is The Power Broker. There's an ominous figure who is judge, jury, executioner of Mandapore. He or she is the king of Mandapore.
Yeah, every city has a king, right?
As Zemo said. Question number 2. What is up with Sharon Carter? Like, we don't know her full story yet. Question number 3. You just threw a wrench in the system. Like, what? And the wrench is Wakanda. What role does Wakanda play now? Like, you already have so many moving parts. You have Zemo. You have the Power Broker. You have John Walker, U.S. agent, and Hoskins, Battlestar.
Now you got Wakanda up in this. Like, you're like, what? Like, what's going on?
You've just complicated. Things were already complicated. You just complicated them
even more.
20 times more.
Even more. Like, old ties are not forgotten.
So that concludes our recap review of Falcon and Winter Soldier, Episode 3, which to date is my favorite episode. I feel like the show is getting better as we move on.
Exactly.
How do you feel?
I love it. It's like, it's making me reflect. That's what's crazy about it. I'm reflecting on things that are going on today. And in my imagination is like, where are you gonna take me now?
Right. I couldn't have said it better. Join us next week. We're going to do episode 4. Until then, please subscribe, like, leave a comment. We always thank you very much for watching us.
Hit the bell right there.
Hit the bell, hit it.
Hit it. Subscribe.
Hit it.